Nadilah, ya, Nadilah. Dan Pak Eko tadi bilang bahwa beliau baru saja nyampe, jadi sebisa mungkin nanti aja di kedua atau ketiga gitu kan ya. Jadi mungkin ini siapa yang akan duluan? Pak Wahyudi sudah online belum?
Udah sadari Pak Wahyudi, lalu nanti dilanjut sama Pak Eko atau Nadila kedua Pak.
Oh gitu. Oke.
Ya, ya. Itu Nadila yang pilihin itu, Pak.
Oh gitu. Oke oke. Ini berhubung ini waktunya sudah lewat 1 menit ya.
Ya, ya.
Mungkin kalau Pak Wahyudi sudah siap, mungkin
Siap,
silakan
Pak.
di ini supaya kita tidak terlalu malam Pak ya selesainya ya.
Ya, boleh, Pak.
Ya, ini
Boleh,
ada
Pak. Tapi sebelumnya mau ini, Pak. Apa namanya? Kalau if you don't mind gitu ya, Pak.
hmm,
I want to change the PowerPoint.
iya iya. PowerPoint-nya udah siap Pak ya?
Sudah siap, Pak.
Udah oke. Nanti kita akan
Oke,
lanjutkan
share.
setelah Pak Wahyudi presentasi, akan kita lanjutkan dengan tanya jawab ya. Dan karena Pak Wahyudi presentasinya dalam bahasa Inggris, tentunya tanya jawabnya dengan bahasa Inggris juga gitu.
Oh,
Ya,
oke.
oke. Siap ya semua ya? Oke.
Okay, let me share my screen.
Oke, Pak.
Uh, so is it appearing already?
Yeah, coming in.
Okay. So here we go. So should I?
Ya, Pak Wahyudi, let's start your presentation is about 10 to 15
Sorry,
minutes.
Pak. Okay, sorry, Pak.
Oke.
Okay, here we go. He's talking about there is a journal belongs to Imen Gezal and Ali Musa and some other friends. Basically, this journal is talking about assessing durability and the strength of the technical materials. So the title of the journal says evaluating mechanical properties of waterproof breathable fabric produced by a coating process. Wait, should I? Okay. So to introduce this, in the journal provides some background of the research. It says that the market demands of the waterproof breathable fabrics was growing in the market. Yeah, the value is at 1.43 billion US dollar in 2015, and they are projecting to reach 1.73 billion US dollar by 2021. But I think it's our date 2015. I want to share this that the latest data we know that in general global clothing business has decreased since COVID to 2020. But we can see from this data from the market that especially outdoor clothing market has never been dropped. So even they are projecting for the coming 10 years, it will be doubled. So we can see from the pie diagram that the biggest contribution is coming from North American market, and you can see that Asia Pacific countries taken the second place. Even Europe also still need to be counted. So basically, the research is using the what spacer knit fabric, and they coat by the fluorocarbon resins in the acrylic paste. So this process been enhanced the waterproofness and also the breathability of the fabric, as well as the durability as expected. The agenda, I have been introduced the fabric, and then it will goes to the methodology of what they are doing for the special fabrics, then coating, etc., and all the testing, and it will comes to the what will be the result, what would be the result, and discuss it. Okay, so here we go. We start with the fabrics. This is the fabric they use, the double face spacer knits with the inner face using cotton fibers for comfortness, and the outer face using polyester, and the spacer using polyester multifilament yarn. So they make this knit fabric by an interlock circular knitting machine with diameter of 30-inch diameters by the 3,700 Morse needles. So we can see from the what is the figure, the construction of the fabric. And then this fabric goes to the coating process on the polyester phase by 2.5% fluorocarbon resin in the 412 grams per meter square of acrylic paste using the screen coating. So then samples were dried for 20 minutes at 90 degrees Celsius. They reticulated at 150 Celsius degree for about 14 minutes. So they use screen mesh presented as seen on the picture on the diagram, using the screen mesh with 26 holes, where the pores in the form of rectangle. So the resin will be filled into the pores at the polyester side. Wait. So after they finish the fabrics, it goes to the evaluation and testing. So as the objective of the research is to know if this kind of fabric will be durable in the real application. So they do some testing. Before that, they measure the characteristic of the special fabric before coated. So you can see, so I need to they measure the thickness, also titer the cotton, also as well as the polyester multifilaments, and then also the consumption. And it is proven that after coated, the fabric is become waterproof, that's still breathable by the measuring of the air permeability as well as the water vapor permeability. You can see the still score, and the waterproofness, windproof, definitely, it will be also functioning along with the waterproof. And from the same visual, we can see at the left-hand side is the fabric construction. At the top side is the fabric before coating, and the bottom side is the material after coating. So you can see the fabric and the yarn and the fiber itself after, before and after coating. You can see the visually by SEM that the material has been coated. Okay, so and then to prove the objective of the research, they conduct some testing, some mechanical testing. The first one is tensile strength. They use a light LS5 machine. And then they also test the abrasion using Martindale, and the fabric stiffness also being measured using cantilever test, and the recovery being assessed by Sirri. And this is the result of the tensile strength. We can see that all the stress and strain curves have linear increase. That means that the fabrics become stronger. As well as but the effect of the elasticity, because of the coating effect, the elastic become reduced, the elasticity. But it is increasing the fabric become more rigid and also increasing the Young modulus. So the coating interface, we can see that from the SEM that the coating fills the spaces between the fibers, between the polyester multifilament fibers. And then for the second assessment of the surface integrity, we can see comparison between the before coating and after coating the fabric, that both stress and strength been decreased a little bit, but we can see the fabric more rigid significantly, as well as the young modulus also increasing quite significant. And based on the abrasion resistance test, they conducted uh, two times by 9 and 12 kilopascal. That from the diagram we can see that even after 125,000 cycles of the test, the coated side polyester face not occur any damage, as well as the measurement of the weight and the thickness also remain stable. So the orange line is the coated fabric, and the blue line is the uncoated fabric. So we can see the significant difference affecting by the coating process. And the last one is stiffness and the wrinkle recovery. We can see from the angle of the test that the fabric before treated and after treated on both wheel and course direction being increased. That means the fabric is become better recovered from the wrinkle. So they have concluded that the mechanical property by the coating has been enhanced by the rigidity and the young modulus. And the abrasion resistance also has been proven durable, resist. And they conclude that this kind of fabric is deserved to be used for outdoor wear, something like that. So because based on the evaluation, the fabric has durable and as well as comfort for clothing and protection. Sisi ini.
Okay, thank you,
This
Pak
is it.
Yudi, for
Voila.
your presentations.
Okay.
Maybe now let's come from the audience. Maybe you have any question or clarification from this presentation. So the question is open.
Oh, Yudi, I want to asking one question.
Yes.
Yeah. So from this paper is the using the coating process. So the fabric become more waterproof. But could you explain more detail why, even though this by already coating, it all is still breathable?
Yeah, this is a good question.
So actually, the waterproofness is coming from the is made by the fluorocarbon resin, and the breathability actually is naturally this fabric is already breathable, right? Because of the space
Okay.
and the pores. So the fluorocarbon resins what dimension can cover the pores smaller than the water droplet, but it's not covered 100%. It's covered just smaller dimension than the water droplet.
Okay.
So that's why it's still breathable from the bottom side. It still can can go through the fabric.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is clear. Very clear. Yeah. Makes sense. Thank you. Oh, Yudi.
Thank you, Pak Fikri.
Okay, maybe other student have a question or clarification? Pak Yudi, I would like to ask you a question that as you mentioned that the material used in this project in this paper, they are using the
Special
cotton, right?
cotton for the inner face.
Yeah, for cotton. And for outer layer, this is
Film,
using polyester.
polyester,
Okay.
yes.
So, with respect to the material use, that
Mm.
in this case they're using the cotton and
Mhm.
polyester. So, what happen if they use another material? Say, for example, in this case, they're using the cellulose fiber and
Mhm.
also man-made fiber.
Mhm.
So, and what happen if this material both are cellulose or they are both synthetic? So what happened to the
Yeah.
properties?
Basically, the purpose of the research, they are going to what? Not to create, to develop one fabric which is comfortable, and we know that cotton is the proven most comfortable fibers. So that's why they use cotton for the inner face, who will touch directly to the skin, and the outer using polyester for durability, and also it will be more what to say, more fit with the cutting process. So if the question is using another fiber, whether it is cellulose to cellulose or or
Synthetic to synthetic.
synthetic to synthetic, it is possible. If I refer to another paper from Pak Widodo, maybe because yesterday we just passed through that papers, it is making also coating to the fabric. So definitely the coating will make the fabric also become waterproof. But I believe definitely it must be tested. It must be evaluated. But I believe the mechanical properties and as well as the durability will not be the same with this if we are using cellulose to cellulose, other cellulose than cotton, or even cotton to cotton, something like that. Because the properties of the material itself is already weakened than these materials. If
Okay.
it is polyester or synthetic to synthetic, definitely the comfortability cannot be achieved as the expected by the author.
I see. So, as you mentioned here that the breathable properties also measured before and after coating. Is it
Yeah.
correct? Okay. So, I want to know whether the breathable properties is reduced after coating process.
No, they didn't measure the breathable before. In this paper, just provide that the after coating, that the fabric still have still breathable by this table 2.
Okay, I want to know from your point of view that if we measure the breathable properties before coating, so do you think it is a higher compared?
Definitely, yes.
So
It
what
is
is the
special
role?
fabric.
So the problem is, what is the role of the coating process?
To get the waterproofness, to have the waterproofness.
I see. So this means that in this product, in other side, we have to develop the comfortness, and also we have to achieve
The function, yeah.
the function.
Waterproof function, yeah.
I see. I see. Now it is clear. Okay. Okay. Maybe other student have a question, Pak Eko or Nadila or other student. So we have
I don't know if
17 students.
yeah, I don't know if I missed something, but do we have a result for the waterproofness ini, Pak?
Result what?
The waterproofness result.
Oh. This is the result actually, right? Resistant to water penetration. So after the process, it's measured. To be honest, I don't know what Melbourne means. But it was measured. The waterproofness was measured here, and definitely the windproofness also as well.
And there is no other
Oh yeah, rain test,
ratio are different, yeah.
hydrostatic. I didn't find it in the paper.
Okay, okay. I
Okay,
think
Probably the
overall it's
objective.
clear, yeah.
Uh,
Pak Yudi, maybe in the beginning you explain about the market of this product,
mhm.
right?
Yes.
So I want to know that this product is able to produce in Indonesia, and if yes, which company produce this product?
It's out of topic, Pak.
Yeah. I know
Anyway,
this is out of
anyway,
topic,
yeah,
but you mentioned in this slide that
yeah.
this is
No,
the
because
market.
the paper also mentioned about the
Okay.
background of the research because of the market. Okay,
Yeah.
so now just adding some updates of the
Okay.
market situation. But it is a very good concern that
Mm.
probably it can help to to help the textile business in Indonesia if we can go into this
Yeah.
we can go to this market because the demand is very high, definitely.
Yeah.
The demand is very high, and we can see all peoples are very optimistic how to grow in the coming 10-20 years for this industry. So
So
definitely if we are
in Indonesia, which company produce this product? Maybe you know.
to be honest, I don't know, but
Oh, okay.
I don't have any
Maybe other
experience with the
student,
local
maybe
sources.
Pak Eko or other, maybe know about this
Tempatnya Pak
product,
Arif,
which
Pak.
company?
Libolon itu
Pak
what I
Indra,
know. Where I
Yeah.
know.
I think Pak Indra Libolon can do.
Yeah.
I
And
see.
I have a question for you on I think your first slide. Maybe you can go up a little bit. Yeah, this one. No. Maybe down. Again. One more. Okay, stop.
This one?
No. Go back. Yeah, this one. I think this is a little bit, I'm not sure whether this is the 412 gram per meter square. It sounds very, very heavy. It looks like more than the weight of the fabric itself.
Mhm.
So the coating normally on the ranging from 20 up to the 40 GSM. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe this is wrong numbers. And in fact, Indra, for the type of coating that you mentioned on these papers, yeah, definitely can do in Indonesia. Libolon can do.
Wait,
I see.
Pak Arif is the expert, Pak.
Yeah.
No.
He work for
Not
this
this.
industry. No. I am the user. I'm not the manufacturers of this fabric. I'm the user.
So, Pak Arif, you
Yeah.
mean that the 412 is too
Too
low?
high? Too low.
Yeah,
Too
you
high.
can. No, too heavy. Too much.
Too heavy.
heavy.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, this should be GSMs.
Hmm.
Oh, so it's too heavy. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe Pak Yudi can double check about this gram per square according to the paper, whether this is correct or no. Yeah.
Maybe. Okay.
First coating normally only around 20 up to 40 GSM.
Okay, let me check it out. It should be from this one. Where is that?
Yeah, maybe Pak Yudi, you can
This
use the
one.
Humata AI and then ask
This one.
about the grammation. Yeah,
This
this
one.
is correct. Yeah, okay.
It's saying that.
Can you make it bigger, Pak Yudi? Can you make it bigger? I cannot see.
Oh, you cannot see.
Yeah, it says 420 gram per meter squares, but this is definitely wrong numbers. No coating with 412 GSM. You can imagine the fabric itself maybe not
Yeah.
even
You're right.
400.
The fabric is not until 400 grams.
Yeah.
It's almost half kilogram, right?
Yeah. Very heavy fabric.
Good sketch, Pak.
Okay.
And it's a good lesson.
Yeah. Is there any
It's
question?
just-
There is a -2 above the meter. Maybe that is
Yeah,
the
it's the
meaning.
square.
meaning
No. It's meaning per meter square.
It is
Yes,
gram per meter square.
per meter square minus 2.
Oh yeah, -2 means per. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, maybe Pak Yudi, last question. So I need to clarify about the tensile strength measurement. So is there any effect of the coating process into the tensile strength?
Yes. It saw that here. So we can see strain and the stress is reduced.
Reduce.
Lower. Yeah, reduce a little bit. Only 0 point. Only
Is there
0
any
point.
explanation why the tensile strength is reduced after coating process? Maybe they mention something why the tensile strength is reduced.
I haven't find it.
So is it possible if the material is become little bit brittle because of the coating process? When the material is brittle, then
because
the
it's
tensile
stiff,
strength is
right?
reduced. Yeah.
You mean
Yeah.
stiff,
The
right?
stiffness, yes.
Yeah.
Is it the
Yeah,
increase the stiffness?
it mentions but the fabrics become stiffer.
Yeah. Maybe that is the reason why the tensile strength is
Strength has dropped.
reduced. In other side, the stiffness is increased.
Yes.
Okay.
It's more rigid, right? It says
Yeah.
rigidity is increasing significantly.
Yeah. Because of the region applied into the fabric. Okay. Okay. Is there any question? If no, so give applause for Pak Yudi. Thank you, Pak Yudi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
So
now we move to the second presenter, Nadila or Pak Eko.
Nadila, Pak.
Yeah,
Okay.
Nadila, yeah, go ahead.
how to
Okay.
stop? How to stop?
Just stop sharing, Pak.
Udah.
Click the button stop sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the second presenter is Nadila Lukman. Please share your screen.
Maybe Pak Eko can take the plans cause my laptop error. Pak
All
Eko.
right, let me try. Wait a
Okay,
minute.
thank you,
Let
Pak
me
Eko.
share my screen. I don't know why I cannot share my screen. I click the button of share.
Oh, maybe Pak Yudi, maybe how about the host? Because the only host can share the screen.
Yeah, the share button was gray here. I cannot click it.
Maybe somebody can help how to solve this
I
problem.
don't know. This is I'm gonna try this because I'm co-host. Yeah. Try again, Pak. I think it's already got.
Still cannot.
Share screen already. I don't know if Nabila is host. I'm co-host. Yeah. I can't. I think share screen. Oh, this is mine. How to share this? I think better put in a group. I share for you. I can share, but I cannot make any other people as a host. Yeah. how to make a cross.
But how come Pak Yudi can share ya?
It's Nadila.
My laptop is done right now.
Oh my God.
So Nadila, are you ready?
Okay, I can try to share screen before. Pak Eko, it's okay if I
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
take this. Okay. Okay, you can see my share screen, guys.
Yeah, okay.
It's coming.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Go ahead, Nadila.
Cannot. I think this cannot to full screen.
Yeah, I think it's okay. You can start your presentation.
Okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Because you are using PDF, Nadia,
Yes.
not PowerPoint. That's why I cannot.
Okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, guys.
Salam.
Here. So actually, I'm very nervous after see Pak Wahyudi presentation, but of course I want to apologize. My English is not good, so but I want to give my best. So today I want to explain my review paper. The title is the optimization of the jute nonwoven fabric reinforced for the development of right composite. The author name is the Amayampang Laksmanan and Sunjaya Chakraborty. So first, I wanna explain about the background of this paper. For your information, guys, the plant fabrics such as jute, flax, hemp, sisal, and rami in the composite right now is the growing because they are sustainable and biodegradable composite. And jute non-woven fabric have the absorbent resin easily. So the jute non-woven have characteristic they can absorb the resin good. So if based that character, we can make the thick and low cost part and reduce the elimination due to their 3D fiber entanglement. So must study on the jute composite use non-woven or material fabric use non-woven or thermoplastic material. But the problem is for the non-woven composite or the thermoplastic material that not right thermoset sheet for the automotive part. So we in this paper want to explain about jute non-woven jute non-woven for the material to make some composite. These jute non-woven are cheaper, and the process of the making jute non-woven require less energy, and the process less waste. However, they often have weak bonding and low fiber volume. So this research want to optimize the areal density, or we say the grammacy, areal density or grammacy, and the number of layering to achieve the strong, uniform, and eco-friendly composite. The simple background for this paper is they want to make the composite by jute non-woven want to get the strong, uniform, and eco-friendly composite. So this is the part of experimental. In here in the paper, they mention 5 parts of the experimental. First is the material, of course. Second is non-woven preparation and properties of non-woven fabric, experimental design, and the last is preparation of composite. So the material they using in this paper is first fiber bond B554 and methyl ethyl ketone peroxide, cobalt naphthalene, and of course jute fiber. So in this paper, before they make the composite, we must to make non-woven before, jute non-woven before. So we must to prepare to make the non-woven. All non-woven in here paper prepared by Delo machine. Delo machine like the machine from German. This Delo machine consists of the carding machine, a cross-layering machine, and a needling loom. During needling, the carded webs will interlock in the cross direction at the rate of 100 punch stroke per square centimeter area. 10 millimeter pre-needling and format non-woven fabric of 200, 300, and 400 gram per square meter GSM areal density or grammacy. So to evaluate this non-woven is good condition, we can use this. They use this this formula to evaluate bulk density, packing density, and porosity. So the next is experimental design. For this paper, they use some experimental. The name is Tauchen method. Tauchen method is the some method to using the optimization the experimental. Or you can see in the Google or ChatGPT, guys, what the Tauchi method. So in this paper, Tauchi method is why to plan and optimization the experience using a special design. The special design called the orthogonal array. In the Tauchi method, they include 4 main steps. First is design experimental. Secondly is analyze data. Third is the finding the best process condition, and the last is the verification the result. So in this study, we just focus into factor. So the other factor we can ignore with the other factor. We just focus in the 2 factor. The first is areal density. The secondly is the number of layer. In this paper, areal density have varied in 200, 300, and 400 GSM. With the 3 layer, 4 layer, and 5 layer. To using the Tauchi method, this called the Tauchi method L9 design. 9 experimental were done. The reaction of the needle punching and the fabric layering was kept uncontrolled to focus only in these 2 factors. So this is the table of the experimental with the Tauchi method L9. This is the number of the sample you can see, and this is the process, the code process. Like A is the areal density or grammacy, and B is the layering, how much layering the composite. So like the experiment number 1, that is have grammacy 200 with the 3 repeating layering. So after we done with the make non-woven jute, we start to make our preparation of the composite. Non-composite were prepared in the typical using the hand layout method, followed by compressing molding. In here, we jute non-woven fabric. We one make in the 16 to 16 centimeter. That is was dried at the 20 degrees Celsius for 2 hours, and then we wake her. And then unsalted polyester resin was mixing with cobalt naphthalene to 2% and ethyl ketone peroxide 2%. Resin and reinforced ratio 1:4. 1 is the fiber, 4 is the resin. And the next is the resin mixture by brushing and rolling evenly on the fabric. And I can give you some picture, guys, for this process. And next is resin coating layer. We're stuck in one direction and placed between polyester sheet. And the next is the pressure using a hydraulic press at 5 kilogram per square centimeter pressure and in 50 degrees Celsius for 1 hour. Sheets were trimming and kept at the stable temperature for 3 days. And the last is we curing the composite in the 25 degrees Celsius in the 4 hours, and we can testing. But before we testing the composite, we must to keep the composite until 2 hours in the good condition, in the good temperature and the good humidity in one room. So this is a picture I said before, guys. This is the jute red from this is the jute before be fabric. This is jute must to be wrapping, decotization, the gumming, or drying, and etc. And produce the jute fiber and open jute fiber. The jute fiber put in the DeLo machine for web formation and handling. And the last is this is the product of the jute non-woven fabric in 300, 400, and 300 and 400 GSM grammacy. And this is process to making the composite. We can see this in here. Polyester resin blended with polyester resin with the peroxide naphthalene and layering with the jute non-woven fabric. We're layering in process layering in here, and we consolidate prepared, and we pressing at the 15 degree and trimming and curing in hot air, and the output product is this is jute non-woven composite. So the next is the evaluation of this paper. They using 3 evaluation: tensile strength, flexural strength, and fiber volume fraction are using by standard ASTM method. And first each composition type, 10 specimen were tested in the cross direction, and the average value was recorded. Tensile strength using the instron, and the flexural strength measured by 3-point bending test, and fiber fraction calculated by this formula. And we density in this paper they calculate the density measure using the Archimedes principle. And the last is they use the same analysis to observe the fiber matrix bonding and fold in the composite sample. So before I say guys, this paper using the Taucher method L9, the Taucher method L9, after we get the result of the testing, we must do optimization the data. We optimization data using the Minitab 18 software. That like software can calculate data like data research. So basically to handle layout and comparison molding method is need skill, work, and takes time. But by this Taucher method, they can make the process faster and cheaper for this paper. Oh yeah, the signal to noise ratio was calculated using the rule learned is the better. So the result, we just focus in the learned value. So next, I want to explain about result in this class. Result discuss have three parts: property of the non-woven, properties of the composite, and testing of the composite. This is the property of the composite, and you can see, guys, in here they make the sum table for explain the mean value with standard error of the mean. And you can reading this, guys, about thickness, bulk density, packing density, and porosity. Packing density, porosity, and you can read for this part. And I want to explain about evaluation of tensile strength of the composite. The tensile strength of the composite depend of the strength, amount, and direction of the fiber, and how well they bond with the polymer matrix. In this study, higher areal density increased textile strength because more fiber carried the load. However, adding more layer reduced strength due to the pore stress transfer between them. And our study success in the improved fiber polymer bonding rate, the fiber interlocking, give a strong and more uniform structure. And the value of the tensile strength you can see in here, guys. This is the value result value from the testing, tensile strength, flexural strength, and volume of reinforcement. By the I say before, guys, the lager is the better. So we can see in here, the lager is the 400 areal density, and with layering repeat, three layering repeat. We can see this is the higher value, guys. And this is the picture for flexural strength of the composite. And this is the picture from the same instrument. We can see in here, guys. You can see in here have a big hole like have a big hole in the two GSM. All the picture in the three layers, but different grammacy. In 200 GSM, we can see this is the big hole, and in 3 GSM we can see the hole, but the hole is not much big between the 200 GSM. And the last is the 400 GSM. We can see this is the small hole. So this is can give conclusion the higher grammacy is better reinforcement. So in this paper, they using ANOVA to measure the value of the value of the analyze. So this is the conclusion, guys. In this paper, the conclusion is 400 GSM jute nonwoven in three layer plus polyester resin product the most effective right composite. The optimization composite achieved 55.5 MPa tensile and 18.7.9 MPa for flexural strength with 20.8% fiber volume to meeting automatic specification. And in this paper explain about Tauche L9 approved successful minimal experimental run while achieving high quality optimization. For future results should to focus on surface treatment of the jute fiber to enhance addition, increasing consolidation pressure to reduce voids, and the last is thermal and again stability study for durability in the real automotive environmental. So I know I know my English bad, but I hope you can know what I want explain about this paper. And yeah, thank you for your attention, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Nadila Lukman, for your presentation. And I think I have one suggestion for you that you have a chance to improve your presentation in the future. So if I take a look from your slide, I think you show more sentences in your slide. But I think it's better if you change your sentence into the schematic illustration. For example, can you show me the methodology of this research? Okay, this is experimental design. So here in your experimental design, I think it's much better if you use the schematic illustration. But how you convert this sentence into the schematic illustration, I already mentioned in my video in assignment. So you can put this sentence in like maybe like in Gemini AI or maybe in ChatGPT and ask them to generate the schematic illustration for this sentence. So they will generate the schematic illustration, and plus you have to double check whether the schematic illustration given by the ChatGPT is suitable with this sentence or no. So in the future, please uh, reduce the sentence because this is a presentation, right? So the people will much interest if you are using the image, we are using the graph, if you're using the schematic illustration in your presentation. Okay? Because I know that you have a chance, maybe you and your friend, you have a chance to like for internship because we have a program internship with Germany. Maybe you have a chance to go to Germany maybe next year. So please prepare from now.
Go, go, go.
Okay? Yeah. I think the chance Pak Eko is less compared Nadila Lukman. Pak Eko is too busy in Indonesia. So Nadila have a chance to go to Germany and
Go,
show
go,
your
go.
ability. Yeah.
Amin,
Show
amin, amin.
your Ibu Rati also maybe the chance is quite less compared Nadila Lukman to go to Germany.
Of course, Pak. Of
So
course.
yeah, so we have to support the Nadila Lukman. So then you have to improve your English. I think it's no problem with your English. Okay, so we can understand what you said. So you have to increase the self confidence about your English. Yeah, and you have to improve your slide.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation. Is about the composite by using the jute fiber, right? So
Yes.
now let's we move to the question. Maybe is there any question from the audience or clarification? Okay. Now the question is open.
Can we talk or discuss, Pak Indra, out of topic this, but still we are talking about this Rami and June.
Yes, yes, okay, Pak.
Because we know that jute is most growing in let's say like Bangladesh, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why Indonesia, which is having very huge land, free land, we have Rami, but nobody care about this, you know.
Okay.
So we discuss on this, yeah, because every country like Bangladesh is identical with jute, say like that. Indonesia basically identical with Rami, but it's very, I mean, tiny or say like very small people concerned about this.
Yeah, yeah.
We discuss about this.
Okay, okay. Maybe Nadila, you have idea why the Rami fiber known as the cellulose fiber with a growth well in Indonesia actually. Yeah, because the Rami fiber is suitable to growth in the tropical countries like Indonesia. So the question is why the Rami fiber is not developed well in our country. Maybe you have an idea why?
I think the first is the problem. I think the answer have in this paper
Hmm.
in the background the fiber like jute, flax, hemp, not using Rami, especially in the composite. How's the composite for automatic like car? Cause
Hmm.
the have not get the. Can I answer it in Indonesia?
No.
Okay, I try. But are you understand guys what I want mean?
Yeah. We
Like
of course we understand what you said. Okay.
the
Just
I think the best this paper the Rami not have get the optimal variation to make some composite with composite to especially automatic part for this paper. But I think for general, why we in Indonesia we not not we not in Indonesia why not have much not much people using Rami. I think
yeah.
because the Indonesian people like the textile and people in the textile have not familiar with the product of Rami, right? I think that is for now. Pak Hendra, you can.
Yeah. Maybe other student can help to answer why the Rami fiber is not developed well in Indonesia. Maybe some
I
of you
think
have information about it.
I have one question. For in the Bangladesh, right?
Yeah.
We talk about Bangladesh. What the familiar or what the top product using for by Rami?
Not
Using
Rami jute.
for- Yes. Sorry about jute.
Jute many lah.
Or
Jute,
using
Yeah,
using
jute
what?
many.
jute in Bangladesh is kind of long historical, is long historical
Yeah, like
industry.
traditional lah.
Yeah, it's very traditional
So
way
I
they
think that
do.
is that
Yeah.
is the answer. Jute is the traditional using for the traditional cloth maybe
Yeah.
in the Bangladesh.
Similar with pineapples in Philippines.
Yes. I think that is
Yeah, so
the
their
simple answer.
signature of using that fibers for their traditional clothing. But I have another speculation about the question from Pak Amril.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more political, but I'm listening this question is similar with the oil and gas industry, maybe. that
Yes,
Yeah, that is correct answer, Pak.
that's
right?
that's
that once we develop this kind of natural fibers, except cottons, so the people who has that trading business in cottons will be
Yeah, I agree with Pak Arianto because many time I attend the seminar about the Rami development in Indonesia, why it's not developed well. Some of them are tell that this is about the political situation.
yeah.
That is the first because many people who enjoy the import of the cotton it will disturb their business if the Rami fiber is developed in Indonesia. That is one issue in that conference at the time. That is the first one. And the second one is about the demand. So this is the market law actually. If the demand is high, of course the supply will be good. Now the spinning mill in Indonesia is suitable for cotton because if we process the rami, they have to invest again for machinery for processing the rami fiber because the rami fiber and cotton fiber have uh, different machine, so they have to invest more. Maybe that is one of the reason. So I got this information when I attend the seminar about the rami fiber. Yeah, it's not my opinion, but I just uh, tell. I remember maybe 5 or 7 years ago. Yeah, maybe some of you also uh, attend in that seminar about the Rami development Indonesia. Yeah, that is two reason. Yeah, Pak
It
Amri,
was
maybe you have idea.
it
Yeah,
was my wild thinking anyway.
Yeah,
basically, yeah, correct is that political will, yeah, and then most of Indonesian, let's say Indonesian manufacturing, not willing to produce this. But basically, why? Because no push from the government, yeah. When they got, let's say, financial from the government, after financial finish, and then they are asking again for the next year. So this is during Ibu Okai, yeah. During Ibu Okai, we are study for this. I think about 15 years ago about Rami. 1 hectare Rami, if given to the people in Indonesia, like before we are talking in Garut, at least one person in Indonesia having salary around 5.5 million every month. If all the land put in the Rami, but at the time after success, because we make before something like bulletproof, yeah, bulletproof, and then also some of uniform of Garut government employee, but after got financial from the government, and then after that finish next year using again. So I want this. I think because we are discussing about future of Indonesia. When we can develop this, I think Indonesia will be at least identical textile in Indonesia is Rami, and then everybody or every country can know Indonesia in textile is Rami. I think like that. We have to push to make little bit soft, to make little bit, fancy like in other country,
yeah, yeah. The Rami fiber issue is not the new one. It started from the Dutch government.
Exactly,
Before
exactly.
Indonesia got independence, so the Dutch government is already discussed about the development of Rami Indonesia. But until now, the Rami is up and down. Sometimes is what is the hot issue, and then the government, especially for Ministry of Industry, and then
Exactly.
they like
After that, skip away.
suppress, and then this is only project.
Exactly.
Project.
So maybe
Okay.
from the like say university people like Pak Hendra can push the government. So we are technical people, we are textile people can be proud of Indonesia.
Yes.
Yeah, as a lecturer, I cannot push the government, but I can push the student.
Okay.
Okay, boss.
Okay.
Thank you for discussion.
Is there any question related to the paper presented by Nadila? Maybe? If no, so Nadila, I have a question for you. As you mentioned that the gram per square, this composite can be adjusted from 200 gram per meter square, 300 and 400, right?
Yes.
Then my question is how we adjust this grammation.
We can adjust by DeLong machine. We can put the in here
Hmm.
The making the jute non-woven fabric by DeLo machine. So for just 200, 300, and 400 GSM grammacy, we can setting in the DeLo machine. DeLo machine can measure the grammacy based on we input the data.
Oh, you mean that the 200, 300, and 400, so we can adjust from manufacturing itself, right?
Yes.
So my next question is, how about the composition ratio between the jute fiber and resin use?
This is ratio like by layering, because this paper have
No, I
three.
mean if we use the 200 gram per square, how
Yes.
many grams of the jute and how many grams of the
Resin.
resin? Yeah. You're
Oh,
using
for
polyester resin or
yes,
epoxy resin? Okay.
polyester resin.
Okay.
Okay, this is we have to see the polyester resin.
Hmm.
I see before in the 1 to 4. 1 to 4.
One for what? And four for what?
1 for fiber and 4 for resin.
Oh,
Okay, okay.
1/4. Oh yeah, 1/4.
So this is the ratio, right? So
Yes.
for example, 1 gram fiber, it will
And four.
be 4 gram resin. Is it correct?
Yes, correct. One.
Okay. Hmm. Is there any question?
It's okay, guys.
Uh,
I
Yeah,
think
Nadila.
they
Yeah, I have one question.
okay.
In the table, you have the 200 gram, 3-layer, 200 gram, 4-layer, 200
Yes.
gram, 5-layer, and so on. Also with the 300 and 400 gram. So the question is why 3-layer is chosen, not 4-layer, not 5-layer, and why I see the bigger of the layer, the strength is become lower.
The
If
bigger.
you can see the table, not here.
Oh,
I think below, go
this
down.
is
Yeah, this one. Yeah, you
okay.
can see. Yeah, 3-layer. So you after this slide, you the experiment always use 3-layer because
Yes.
I can see that if using 4-layer and 5-layer, the strength become lower.
Yes.
So is any explanation why become lower
Yes.
if we add the layer?
I see before. In this study, higher areal density GSM increased tensile strength because more fiber carried of the load. However, adding more layer reduce strength to cause stress between them. So I think if the layer if the adding layer like 3 layer between 5 layer, in the 5 layer can make the composite have the stress have the pore stress. So if in the big gramation for 400 with the big layering, that can make the composite have the poor stress, because the density very very very
Hello, Nadila.
like the density because if the high grammacy with the high layering can make the composite poor stress. So that make if we adding the layering have the lower value like the tensile strength, flexural strength, because the volume of the fiber reinforced is down. I think that the reason.
So yeah, okay.
Okay,
This
Nadila,
is
next question is that you mentioned that the manufacturing of this nonwoven using the carding machine, right?
Yes, di low
Okay.
machine.
Can you show me the process in carding machine? Okay. Now, when we are using the carding machine, so the fiber is more aligned. Is it correct, right?
Yes.
So, my question is, if the fiber is aligned into the machine direction, okay, then I want to know how they are deposit this structure, whether, say, for example, in the three layers. So in the first layer, so they put the layer in the same direction or the different direction.
It's the same direction. So in the Dillo machine, we just make the jute non-woven. We layering we layering in the different machine.
So it's mean that when we are stacking three layer of this non-woven, so
Yes.
all fiber are in the same direction, right?
Yes.
Okay. My question is, if we measure the tensile strength, okay, so we can measure in two direction. One in the fiber direction, and
Yes,
another one is
one fiber
in the.
direction.
If we
Yes.
measure in the fiber direction and how to say, perpendicular to fiber direction. So what
Oh.
happened with the tensile strength?
Cross.
Okay. I understand why you asked, but in this paper, I have not see the explain about the answer, but I think
So I want to know your point of view.
yes, I think for berarti ini can
So
you
which
repeat
one is higher when we measure the fiber direction or perpendicular to fiber direction? Which one will show the higher tensile strength?
I think the particular direction.
Not particular, perpendicular.
Uh,
Perpendicular is across.
Perpendicular direction can make.
Yeah, because this material will be isotropic material, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So isotropic material means that they will have different properties
Yes.
when we measure in a different direction. So, in my opinion, is when we measure to if we applied load into the fiber direction, so the tensile will be higher compared we applied load to the perpendicular of the fiber direction. Are you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Okay. Is there any question from the audience?
Jerman, go.
Okay, if no, so thank you Nadila for your presentation, and I hope you can improve your presentation in the future. Okay, so
Okay.
let's give applause for Nadila Lukman.
Jerman.
Thank you, Pak. Thank you all.
Okay, next the last presenter for this, Pak Eko. So Nadila, can you help Pak Eko to share the slide?
Yeah, Nadila, I just send the deck to WhatsApp
Okay,
in
sorry.
a PPT. Maybe you can share.
Okay, this spend time.
That button is not
WhatsApp,
green, kok.
my WhatsApp
Yeah,
not
gray.
open in
It's
my
gray?
laptop.
Yes.
Oh.
Maybe you can check Nadila whether Pak Eko is
Yes.
host that can share the slide.
Oh, no, host is the Pak Amril. But the host is we host or not host is not tidak ada hubungannya sama share screen.
Oh, so maybe you can help to show the Paiko
Yeah,
slide.
just a
Okay.
Okay,
So
PDF.
you can operate the slide, Nadila.
okay. Wait, my WhatsApp have not open in my laptop, so
You can
this
send to me lah, Pak Eko. I'll share for you lah.
All right.
take the time. Sorry. Okay, I can share screen now. Can I share screen?
Yeah.
Go,
Yes,
go.
yes, Nadila, please.
Dek, ambilin minum air dingin.
I don't know how to make this full screen for the PPT and for the PDF.
Nah.
This is enough.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
think so.
enough,
I think
right,
it's okay.
everyone?
Okay. Wait. I think this better. Are you see my presentation, you guys?
Okay.
Yeah, now it's full screen. Okay. Let's start, Paiko.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Let me start it. So, yeah, this evening I will be presenting a review of journal characterization of textile grade carbon fiber reinforced with the polypropylene composite by Yoli and colleagues, published in the 2020 in a polymer and polymer composite. So this study is about something very important in modern material engineering, because how we can make the lightweight and strong material that are also cost efficient. Also, this material are essential for the industry like automotive or aerospace. And even sporting goods, where reducing the weight without losing the strength is critical. No, the traditional carbon fiber are amazing. They are light, stiff, and strong, but the big problem is the cost. High the performance carbon fiber are expensive to produce, and also limit their use only to the premium product, like aerospace or automotive. So the research team is explore something different. What about if we use the textile grade carbon fiber, or we call it the TCF, which is much cheaper for sure, and then reinforcement also additionally with the polypropylene as a common, affordable plastic. Yeah, so this presentation will explain how the research team developed this composite, test their thermal and mechanical properties, and what they discover about the performance, structure, and the cost balance. Yeah, so let's get started. Nadia, can you move? So yeah, before I start, let me give you a quick overview on what will be the presentation this evening. So the presentation is based on the journal characterization of textile grade carbon fiber reinforced polypropylene composite. I will begin with the background. Well, I will explain why the research is important, especially for the industry looking for the lightweight and cross-effective materials. And then I will move to research objective. I will describing the main goal and question addressed in the study, and then continue to the material and method, where I will briefly discuss how the research team produce and test the composite using the different carbon fiber loadings. After that, I will look at thermal analysis, including the TGA and DMA. And then the next part focus on the fiber length and morphology, where we will see the fiber structure and bonding, etc. Yeah. So at the end, finally, I will close with the conclusion, summarizing the key finding, and then the future of potential type of composite. So that is the content for this evening. Let's move on to the background. So yeah, we all know that the industry today are under constant pressure on the improving the energy efficiency. Yeah, and then in automotive manufacturing itself, one of the most effective ways to save the fuel is by reducing the vehicle weight. Right, the lighter vehicle, the safer the energy is it. So every kilogram saved can translate to measurable fuel economic gains. Then what is the purpose of the carbon fiber? So carbon fiber composite are perfect for this. Yeah, they are over combination of low weight or lightweight, high strength, and then excellent stiffness. But again, they are expensive because of the feedstock or the raw material, complex production process, and etc. That's where the textile grade carbon fiber or TCF is comes in this paper. So TCF or textile grade carbon fiber is made from the textile grade feedstock or raw material, which are cheaper and easier to process. Although the properties are slightly lower for sure than the aerospace grade fiber, but they are still strong enough for many industries use like automotive and much more affordable. So the main motivation behind this study is to make use of low cost carbon fiber for large scale application with the polypropylene or PP. And on the other hand, it's a common thermoplastic, right, for the PP, and it's lightweight and has a good processability. Yeah. So combining these two, the TCF and PP or polypropylene could create new class of the cost-effective composite that can perform well enough for many structural or semi-structural application. So in short, the background set as the stage of innovation. Can we replace the expensive carbon fiber with the cheaper textile grade one? Yeah, but without losing the too much strength stability. That's the big question for sure on the study that we need to answer. Yeah. Next. Now moving on the research objective. Yeah. The study had a very clear goal to evaluate the mechanical and thermal properties of the polypropylene reinforced with the textile grade carbon fiber at different fiber content. Yes. Specifically, the research create a composite sample containing 1%, 5%, 10%, and 15% of TCF by weight. Yeah, using they call it twin screw extraction process. So this process ensuring that fiber are well mixed into the polymer matrix before molding into the test sample. They then examine several aspects. First is mechanical properties, including the tensile strength, flexural strength, and impact resistance. And then the thermal properties using TGA and DMA, dynamic mechanical analysis, and also the morphology through the scanning electron microscopy or SEM to observe how the fiber are distributed and bond inside the matrix. And finally, fiber length distribution, since the fiber is shortening or abrasion or destroying a little bit because it's TCF. So processing can strongly affect the performance. The ultimate objective was determine how much the textile grade carbon fiber can be added to the polypropylene before the benefits start to drop. Essentially, identifying the optimal loading and the best processing without balancing the balance strength and stability or the cost. So this research, once again, was not just about the testing. It was also about exploring the practical manufacturing insight that can be applied in the real industry processes. Yeah. Next, Nadia, sorry. Yeah, so this is about the research, how prepare the material and conduct the experiments. They use two main material here. Like I explained earlier, first is the polypropylene or PP. It's a common thermoplastic polymer. You know it, right? With a melting point around 170 degrees Celsius. And the second material is about the textile grade carbon fiber itself, produced at what we call the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in the United States, with fiber length is about 6.35 millimeter. Yeah, and then the composite were manufactured using twin screw compounding system, like I explained earlier, which is very common in the plastic industry, with 4 different formula were prepared, like 1%, 5%, 10, and 15 fiber by weight. Yeah, in the process, the PP pellets are melted. Yeah, so normally PP is in pellets and then melted and mixed with the short carbon fiber itself inside the extruder. So the result series of the compounded pellets that are later molded into the flat plaque through the extraction impression molding or ICM. Then we conduct various test method like tensile and flexure test method, and then impact test using the STM D256 to measure the resistance of the energy, and then TGA and also DMA, yeah, and then microscopic analysis was done using the SAM, yeah. The systematic methodology ensure that every properties are mechanical, thermal, and structural was evaluated with precision. The setup was designed to stimulate the realistic industrial processing, meaning that the result could easily be applied beyond the lab scale or in the mass production. Yeah. So move on, Nadia. Now let's move to the result. Yeah. Starting with the thermal analysis first. So the TGA measure how the material weight change, yeah, as it is heated. So every plastic after heated, there will be some correction on the weight. Essentially identifying its thermal stability and decomposition temperature. Yeah, in the study, the research found that composite containing carbon fiber degrade at higher temperature than purely polypropylene itself. So with the inject of the carbon fiber degraded at high temperature, yeah, compared to purely without the TCF. This means that adding the TCF makes the material more heat resistant, which is good sign, right, for long-term durability or for durability itself. The next test is the dynamic mechanical analysis or DMA. Look at how stiffness change with the temperature. Yeah, the storage modulus, which is represent elastic stiffness, was found to increase the fiber content, especially at 10% and 15% fiber loading. This is the interesting one. The glass transition temperature or TG, the point where the polymer becomes softer or more rubbery, actually decreased slightly as more fiber was added there. This is likely due to the shear effect during the processing, where the fiber movement slightly alters the polymer structures. Yeah, that's why the TG become more rubbery. The overall point here is that the TCF not only improve the stiffness and heat resistance, but also change how the material behave dynamically. Yeah? So from the thermal point of view, the composite become more stable and better performing under heat and vibration. So a great advantage for sure for the automotive and mechanical part. Yeah. Move on to the next slide. Is about fiber length and morphology itself. So let's take a look closer at the fiber structure and morphology, because how the fiber behave inside the polymer matrix play a huge role in the final composite performance. Yeah. During the process of the twin screw extraction process, the carbon fiber experience mechanical shears and friction as they mix with the molten polypropylene. This can shorten the fiber, a process called fiber attrition. Yeah. In the study after the processing, the research found that the average fiber length and found it was about 0.18 sorry, to 0.19 millimeters, quite short compared to the original one, which is remember 6.35 millimeters. Interestingly, once again, this fiber length remain fairly consistent across the fiber loading, from 1% to 15%. So the key takeaway is that increasing the fiber content didn't necessarily increase the fiber damage. So the fiber were short, but their length distribution was quite stable. Then using the SEM or scanning electron microscopy, the team research observed that the fracture surface of the composite sample, the image showed that at 10% fiber loading, the fiber were evenly distributed and well bond with the polypropylene matrix. You can actually see the fiber breaking rather than pulling out, which means that interfacially bonding, the glue between the fiber and polymer was strong. That is the important, because when bonding is good, then the stress can be effectively transferred from the soft polymer to the stiff fiber, which result a better mechanical properties. Yeah. In summary, this part confirmed that the twin screw extraction process was effective in creating the uniformity, well bonded microstructure, which is the foundation of the improvement mechanical result. Yeah. Move on, Nadia, to the mechanical impact properties. Yeah. The tests include the tensile strength and modulus, the flexure strength and modulus, and impact resistance itself. The result is quite impressive here. When the 10% textile grade carbon fiber was added to the polypropylene, the tensile strength increased by about 26%, and the tensile modulus, which is the present stiffness, improved very massive, 161%. That's more than double the stiffness of pure polypropylene. Similarly, in the flexural test, which measure material ability in the test bending, the flexural modulus increased about 573%. That's huge, very huge improvement, showing that the material become more rigid and strong under the bending loads. However, this is not just about the adding more fiber. When they tried increasing the fiber content by 2 to 15%, the properties started to drop slightly. Yeah, the reason is that too many fiber can cause the agglomeration, where fiber clump together and are no longer well distributed. This reduces the bonding efficiency and create weak spot in the composite. So it doesn't mean that increasing the fiber is increasing the bonding or the strength, because there's many create weak spot So the sweet spot clearly around 10%, or the nice, the result is about the 10% fiber content. This is where the fiber are well dispersed and provide the maximum reinforcement without creating the defect. The SEM image also support this, at the 10% fracture surface show strong adhesion, the fiber breakage, while at the 5% you start see the incomplete weighting of the fibers. So to sum up this slide, the composite with 10% TCF has achieved the best balance, lightweight, strong, and stiff, which is a great outcome for the cost effectiveness, for the industrial material. Now let's talk about the impact behavior, how the material respond to sudden force or shocks. This is really important property for the real world application like a car part or the protective housing, where the impact resistance can mean difference between the small dent or the crack. The study found that when a small amount of fiber, around 1%, was added there, the impact strength actually increased slightly, meaning that the fiber helped absorb the impact of the energy. But as the fiber content increased beyond that, especially at 10% and 15%, the impact resistance began decrease. Why? Because the higher the fiber content, then the more fiber ends there are within the matrix. These ends can act as a crack atau celah gitu ya, cracking initiation point, making the material more brittle or weak. In addition, when too many fibers are packed together, they can form regions that are stiffer than surrounding polymer, and this area tend to concrete stress. So instead of spreading the impact evenly, the crack can propagate faster because of too many fiber in one location. So the trade-off is clear. While more fiber increasing stiffness, they can also reduce the tautness. In design term, this means that if you are producing the component that need both stiffness and impact resistance, like automotive interior, you might choose the moderate fiber content, maybe around 5 to 10%, depending on the required performance balance. This is a great example of how the material science is often about compromising and optimization, not just about maximizing one properties. This can be resulted by comparing, Nadia, next slide, comparing with the commercial carbon fiber. We take the research took the Toray carbon fiber. So let's see how they stack up against the commercial fiber here. The research compare their 10% TCF PP composite with the previous reported Toray carbon fiber PP composite that contain a similar amount of fiber. So here what they found. The tensile strength and modulus of the textile grade composite were actually higher than those of Toray-based composite. That is impressive result, showing that even lower cost of fiber can deliver great tensile performance. But remember, you can see also on the flexural strength, the impact resistance, the Toray composite perform better. The reason is that Toray carbon fiber were longer, around 0.5 millimeter compared to, remember, 0.118 millimeter in the textile grade version. Longer fiber for sure creates stronger network and then improve load transfer under the bending and impact. Even so, the TCF-PP composite demonstrate excellent potential. especially considering their cost advantage. So producing the TCF significantly cheaper with the further process optimization, like improving fiber length retention or using the side feeder technique. Like the gap could become even smaller compared to the original carbon fiber or Torai carbon fiber in this case. So overall, this is comparison reinforce the main message is that the textile grade carbon fiber can deliver comparable, yeah, as you see in the result, and in the same cases superior even performance at the friction and the cost, making them very promising for high volume industrial application. So last but not least, let's conclude this uh, presentation. Nadia, can you go to the next slide? Let's wrap up with the conclusion. This research showed that the textile grade carbon fiber can effectively reinforce the polypropylene composite, providing the substantial improvement in the both mechanical and thermal properties. The best performance was achieved at around 10 weight percent of fiber loading, where the composite demonstrate the highest tensile and flexural test and good fiber depression, stable thermal behavior. Yeah. Next one is about the fiber not only improve the stiffness and the strength, but also enhance the composite thermal stability. It could stand higher temperature before degrading. However, higher fiber content like 15% lead to diminishing the returns due to the fiber agglomeration and uneven mixing. Yeah. From the microscopy result, we also learned that fiber matrix bonding was excellent, especially at the optimal loadings, with the fiber breaking rather than being pulled out during the testing. So key takeaway is that the textile grade carbon fiber polypropylene composite offer the cost effective for sure, lightweight still there, and strong alternative traditional composite, particularly for the automotive industry, where the cost, weight, and performance must be balanced. Still, for future improvement, the study suggests enhancing the fiber loading method, like using the side feeder or improving the fiber surface treatment to achieve the even better addition. So more even, more better. So in summary, this research gives us the glimpse into the future sustainability, affordable, and the composite material where performance doesn't always have to come with a higher price tag. So that's it, my presentation this evening. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you,
There's any
Paiko, for your
question? Yeah.
presentation. Yeah, thank you for your presentation. So I like your presentation style. And one thing that I want to clarify something about the term of the
Mm-hmm.
composite used in this paper, because previously we heard about the term of the composite when the Nadila Lukman presented about the jute composite. Because your presentation is not provide the image. So for example, here you say that the good bonding observed via scanning electron microscope here, but we cannot see the scanning electron microscope image in your presentation, and also we cannot see your the final product of the composite. So it is quite confusing for me, especially if I'm not mistake that the type of the composite used is different with the what Nadila used, right? uh, the type of the composite in this paper just make like you produce the fibers that you call is the combination between the polypropylene and carbon fiber uh, during
Right.
manufacturing itself, right? Not by hand light up method, so not by
Spraying.
filtration, etc., etc. No, this is the final product is the fiber, right?
The final product is a composite between combination of the textile grade carbon fiber with the
Yeah.
polypropylene composite.
Is it possible if you show the like image or
Wait a minute.
yeah, maybe you can show the original paper? Maybe they will provide the image about the fiber, about the composite.
Pak Eko, you can
Oh
send
yeah.
to me the
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me share to Nadia. Here we go, Nadia. Yeah, it should be shown the microscopy or SAM there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to make it more clearly.
Yes. On the figure 4, Nadia. Page 5. Yeah.
Oh, this is not fiber, right? This is
Composite. Yeah.
this is the composite. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so in general, the composite is, I mean, the study is just to compare how if the composite is not using the commercial carbon fiber, which is coming from Toray, but coming from the not industrial waste, but kind of the waste, which is the fiber is quite shorter, but the functionality is not really impactful to the performance of the product itself later on.
Do you have another image except this?
There is no other image or the product. That's why I just used from the internet of the car.
So what is the application of this product?
Yeah, the application can be vary, can be many. So like automotive spare part. Yeah, the point is
the final product of this is like a sheet, right? Not the single fiber.
It's a composite. It's like let's say the plastic, but plastic with inside with the carbon fiber.
I see. Now I got it. Okay. Maybe is there any question from the audience?
Yeah, I have a question, Pak Eko.
Yeah.
I think this is also first time I heard about the terminology of the textile grade carbon fiber.
Yes.
So what's that meaning? The textile grade of carbon fibers sounds like a food grade plastic, something like that. What is the difference, the textile grade and with other grade of carbon fiber? That's the first question. And then second question, it looks like the carbon fiber is processed in the staple form, which is a soft fiber. And if I'm not mistaken, on the paper is mentioned around 6 centimeters or 6 millimeters. And the question is whether the different size of the staple will give impact to the strength of the composite. Okay, that's my question.
Okay, so let me answer the first question first. Yes, the concept or the understanding of the textile grade is like the food grade. So it's like let's say the second grade of the things that we are produce, which is normally is not valuable because of the now is moving to the size of the fiber itself, very short. Yeah, only wait a minute. Very short, right? Only 0.18 to 0.19. Yeah, while compared to the original one is 6.35 millimeters. So you can imagine 0.18 millimeters against 6.35 millimeters. Yeah. However, even though
Sorry, bro. I think the 0 point something millimeters, that is the attrition. It's not the final length after the process. So the fiber length shorter 0.18 millimeters something. That's the
correct.
attrition.
Sorry, you're right. You're right. Can you open again the Nadila for my presentation? Page 7.
This?
Yeah, this is the explanation. So you are correct. Sorry, yes. So this the attrition is 0.18 to 0.19 compared to the original one, 6.35 millimeter. And then the next question is about how if the fiber is longer and evenly spreading during the molding process. It also says in the conclusion say that we'll have like a side what we call it process. It will help the fiber more evenly, then more stronger to the performance. So the answer is yes. The more longer fiber, the better it is.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you. But to be
Okay.
honest, I'm still not clear about the textile grade of carbon fiber. Maybe Mahendra can help. Maybe the chemical chain or polymer chain is different with other carbon fiber non-textile grade or something.
Yeah, maybe Paiko can explain, Paiko.
You mean I think like I explained earlier, the concept is similar like food grade, meaning that there is a second grade of the product, which is normally is not valuable, and then this is something that the research is trying to utilize it. But more detail how the grade or the big grade is coming from, maybe I need to research more or to read more other article, or maybe Pahendra.
Yeah, I think Pak Widodo maybe we can help how to explain. As you know that I'm come from the textile engineering, so not from chemistry. So maybe we can ask Pak Widodo why the second grade of the carbon is different with the fresh carbon. Okay. Okay, Paiko, I have another question. I want to know about the fiber distribution in this composite, whether this is the orientation of the fiber. As you know that the orientation of the fiber may be aligned or maybe randomly. How the distribution of the fiber in this composite?
It is not really explaining here. The only research explain is if the carbon fiber is not spread evenly, then create the weakness point, which is can lead to the cracking. That is the only the explanation on the paper on how to the spreading, whether it's the direction, or I need to read again.
Yeah, but I think that
Yeah.
the distribution of this fiber is randomly, I think, because it is quite difficult to deposit this fiber aligned to the particular direction is quite difficult. So I guess this distribution of the fiber is a randomly.
Right.
But do you have any data about the tensile strength of the composite? So we can
Yes.
guess from there whether this tensile strength is distribution uniform into different direction.
Mm,
So for example, to the if we measure to any direction, so this tensile strength will give this same result.
yeah. That is also not mentioned in the paper.
Hmm.
Can you go maybe Nadila to slide number 9? Yeah, this is the information, the tensile strength compared to the commercial, but let me check in the
There's no
paper.
with respect to the direction of the fiber. There's no information, right?
Let me
They
check
measure
on
only
that.
they measure only the strength only. Say tensile test here.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So there is no information about how the fiber is distributed, whether this is randomly or aligned into the particular direction.
yeah. I think
Okay.
it's randomly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is there any question? Okay, Pak Eko, thank you very much for your presentation, and I hope that we can continue this presentation like this, and as a member of the board member of the SACSEM. SACSEM is one of the kind of the symposium is initiated by Material Innovation of the University of Tsukuba, Japan. I'm one of the member. So we usually conduct the seminar every years in maybe say for example last time we conduct the symposium in Kuala Lumpur, and maybe next year will be conduct in the University of the Newcastle in
UK.
Australia.
Oh,
Then in 2027 we will conduct in University of Trento, Italy. So if you have a result, say for example you have a result for your thesis, so you can join if you're interested to this symposium. So just prepare your thesis, and then you can join to a symposium next year in November in University of Newcastle, Australia. Okay. If you are interested, just contact me. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for
Okay, thank
this.
you, Pak Hendra.
Yeah. Okay. See you next time.
all right.
Yeah,
Thank
Pak.
Thank
you.
you. See
Thank
you
you,
tomorrow,
Pak.
everyone.
Yeah,
Thank
Pak.
Bye.
See you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pak Hendra.
Okay. Who is
Thank you, Pak.
recording?
Bye.
Who is recording this?
I'm recording it. I'm
Okay.
recording. Yeah.
So you can share the result.
Pak RW, Pak
Okay, then.
RW, Pak.
Yeah. So
Selesai
Pak,
gitu.
you can share the result to Nadila. Then
Sure,
if
sure,
you not bother, I will upload this what is the presentation into the YouTube so you can see
Mhm.
anytime.
Sure, sure.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Pak.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Pak.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
See you.
Yeah.
Have a
Okay.
good
Thank
night.
you.
See you
Tomorrow,
tomorrow,
guys.
Bye
all.
bye. See you
Yeah.
tomorrow,
Bye. See you.
Good
guys.
night, everyone.
Night.
Tomorrow.
Night.
Sleep tight. See you